Hi everyone, this is Cavatina. Given recent events, a close friend of mine has asked me on her behalf to tell her story of her interactions with ToonKritic over the past year. Both me and her feel betrayed and very tainted from the whole thing, and given the circumstances, we feel it is best to tell this story and to let everyone know that the young minor who was played by Toon in recent time was not the only victim. Now, I don't intend to speak further on the situation or my friend's experience past this video. I don't feel comfortable doing any podcasts or additional videos or blogs or anything like that to speak on behalf of my friend, and she has made it clear to me that she does not wish to speak at all directly on the matter, hence why I am passing it along. All content will be spilled out in this video. She wanted me to make this video for her in the hopes it would raise more awareness about all of this and to show just how easily minors can be played and emotionally and psychologically manipulated in the hands of a predator. I've been supporting her through all of this, and being afraid to address it herself, she asked me, and this is the video. She wished to remain anonymous, therefore she will be addressed with the fake name Abby for convenience. So, to summarize what the situation is, there is evidence of ToonKritic participating in erotic roleplay with a minor who is somewhere between 12 to 16 years of age. Proof has been provided and published by Horse News, Vida, and other sources. This video is not only going to explain the one-year history my friend had with Toon and lay out their story, but it will also provide the private chat log from Skype as proof. All of the logs that are relevant to the story are provided in the Google Doc in the description below, and those same logs are being presented in picture form in this video, with important bits highlighted. And to give some starting context, Abby was 16 when they met, and 17 when they cut ties. And she does live in America, where 18 is considered the age of adulthood. Toon and Abby began talking in January of last year. He contacted her through Twitter DMs and asked her if she had a Skype to chat on because he wanted to help her with her content. She was starting anew and he was offering guidance. Big deal, right? He loves helping the newbies get on their feet, so she gave him her Skype, and things started out fine. He was very friendly and approachable, and he even said outright that he, quote, wasn't gonna creep on her. So she thought she was safe and had nothing to worry about. Everything stayed professional until June of that same year. That's when the professionalism sort of dropped and the two of them became more casual and became acquaintances, maybe even friends. I'm not entirely sure if Abby ever got out of the acquaintance zone. And things were still fine. July is when things started to get more uncomfortable and suspicious. He began role-playing with her, I believe in the beginning of July, and nothing was ever sexual or intimate at first. It did become intimate further in the month. He was pecking her on the cheek and calling her cutie and all these things, even calling her a cutie outside of roleplay. I never learned about this until later on. She told me she was talking to him and that he was helping her with her content, and I assumed at this stage that Toon was a reasonable and nice guy, so I questioned nothing. Eventually, they had a roleplay that almost got really out of hand, and she instigated this roleplay thinking it would be a silly, friendly, and harmless roleplay, because he had told her that the roleplaying was helpful for writing and getting into skits for when you're making reviews, so she didn't think much of it. She was like, oh, okay, so she wanted to instigate one herself. In this roleplay, he passionately kissed her, and towards the end of the roleplay, he tried to lead into a sexual encounter. Now, thank God for Abby's common sense, because Abby is not a very open and confident person, and she is certainly not comfortable with roleplaying at that level, so when he tried to put those very sexual moves on her, she denied him and told him she was not comfortable doing that, and that's when he backed off. The following morning, he apologized for his behavior, and that was the last roleplay they ever had. None of them ever exceeded kissing because of Abby's discomfort and her wanting to not go any further. August rolled around, and Toon flat out admitted to, and I quote, kind of liking her a bit. And Abby thought little of that. She was just glad that he apparently enjoyed her personality, looks, and company, because apparently she had sent him a picture of her, which I did not know about that either until after the fact. When he asked her if she would pursue him if she could, she said she would not at that time for reasons that I will not include. I don't want to get too specific here. And that was the last time they ever spoke about romantic things or relationships or any of that sort of thing. She then got word in November that he had hooked up with someone, which I'm assuming was Isaac. I want to take this last bit of time to compare and contrast some of the things Toon said to Abby and the underage girl spoken of recently. The tactics he used were very similar to what he used on the recent anonymous girl, and I have each screenshot here to show the comparisons. Now, as Abby's friend, it is very painful to have heard her go through all of this manipulation and deception. Abby is someone who I've known for almost 3 years, and we look out for each other. To think that someone who I consider to be a positive, respectful, and great man pursued and almost got his way with someone close to me in my life makes me more sick than I have ever felt. For those who wish to know, Abby is okay now. She's a bit shaken up about the entire thing, but she is safe and well. She was blinded by infatuation and definitely has good common sense. I know this, I've known her for a while. And I was relieved to know she did not allow him to do anything to her besides kissing and that sort of thing. And even more so, to have her come to her senses. I only knew that she was talking to him, but nothing intimate or any other things past that point. I was left in the dark. When she came out and told me everything, after the horse news articles and other media came out, sure, I was a bit disappointed that she didn't tell me what was going on, but I couldn't be mad at her. She was the victim, and Toon was the bad guy. I'm still supporting her, especially now, and hopefully the dust will settle in time. As for anyone else who has been affected and been a victim of Toon, we are so sorry you had to endure all his bullshit and manipulation. We hope you are in good hands with those who love you. As for those who knew all along that Toon was a terrible and very bad person, who was nothing but trouble, we are sorry we didn't believe you. As for those who considered themselves close friends or family to Toon, we are sorry you had to find out this way, and we're sorry you had to be betrayed. As for those who are actual family to Toon, we are sorry you had to deal with this and have to deal with this now, and we wish only good things from now going forward for you personally. As for Toon's fans, we are sorry you found out the truth the way you did. If you still think he's a great guy, I guess there's no convincing you. Godspeed. As for Abby, I'm glad you trusted me to provide your story to the situation. I know how hard this affects you, and I know you may be shaken up about it for a long time coming, but I, along with the rest of our closest friends, are here to comfort you and support you through these times. I'm glad you gave me permission to share your story, as you hope it will raise more awareness. And finally, as for you all watching, thank you for listening. Stay safe.